Hello everyone and welcome back to MBC versus SKT. This is going to be set 6. MBC Heroes now up 3-2. We just watched an epic game between Light and Fantasy. I'm about to spoil that, so go watch that if you haven't seen it. Light amazingly taking out Fantasy in a huge 1-hour game. I just want to mention a little bit on that game. There was a lot to be mentioned, but I did miss the upgrades a little bit just because I couldn't read them. I went back and saw that during one of the battles early on, Light did critically get that 2-2 upgrade in the midst of the battle, and that helped him a little bit. And then I think just overall, Light made a lot of smarter decisions. The tech switch to Wraiths immediately after losing his carrier force, and then taking his tanks and going into Fantasy's bases and searching out the comsat stations was just a brilliant play by him. And now we're going to see how he does against a Protoss Master. We got 2, 1, 0. This, of course, as you've seen on screen, is Bisu. SKT is now going to Bisu after losing Best and Fantasy to Light. We're going to have Bisu up here, it looks like in the bottom right in orange. And that's going to leave MBC Heroes Light up in the top right in blue, the Terran player. This map is Andromeda. It's pretty even for Protoss versus Terran, you know, about 50%. I guess it's about 50%. So it's going to be negligible difference or the advantage concerning the map. But anyways, just to give some recent history on Bisu, he's been playing a lot of Protoss lately, a lot of Zerg lately. He won, kind of chronologically, he won the Club Day MSL, beating Jangby 3-1, and then recently played Jangby again in the GOM TV Avarotech Intel Classic Season 2, and beat him again. SCV going out really early here for Light, that has to be mentioned. It looks like he's probably going to do some kind of proxy, maybe in the middle of the map. So I'm not going to give too much of a background on Bisu here. Let's see what happens. It looks like he's building a barrack, or yeah, I think a barracks in the middle of the map there. So he's going to be going for some quick cheese. This, I have to say, is pretty expected from Light. After playing an hour-long game versus Fantasy, he's got to be tired, and his chances against Bisu in a long game are going to be slim. Bisu is a master, and as I pointed out, he recently won the Club Day MSL and beat Jangby in the GOM TV Avarotech Intel classes, so he has 3 MSLs under his belt. He did get knocked out of the Lost Sega MSL by Zero and Savior, 2 Zerg players, but he did still manage to survive in the OSL, actually sneaking his way back into the OSL. So he's you know, he has been beat by some not as great players before, by Hero and Zero and players like that, so it's certainly possible for Light to have an upset, especially with this early cheese. But Bisu is still going to be a huge favorite, obviously, for SKT to take this down. And it looks like Bisu has scouted that barracks in the middle, so that's going to be terrible for Light. Light's just meanwhile pumping out that Marine, and now Bisu's going to continue to go into the base and see what's in the base, but it doesn't really matter. He's already seen the proxy, and that's the important part of that. Looks like I didn't see what Light was putting up there in his base. I assume it's just a supply depot. Looks like he's actually bringing his Marines back to his base. Just a little strange. First Zealot out for Bisu. Bisu has reacted by putting up a second gateway, which he probably typically wouldn't want to do on this map. Well, he could do it. I guess a 10 gate or a 10-15 gate's not bad on this map. But he's reacting to that proxy. It looks like Light does have his scout in Bisu's base, so he's going to see exactly what's going on now too. And Bisu's probe still alive in Light's base. So you got to feel bad for Light. His proxy's been scouted, and so now he's had to bring his Marines kind of back. And we'll see if he lifted off that barracks or what he did. If he's going to play more standard the rest of this game now that it's been spotted. No. Okay, he's just now lifting off the barracks so it doesn't get killed by the Zealots. And now he's got his Marines positioned at the top of his ramp there in anticipation of a Zealot that could be coming from Bisu. Well, that is coming from Bisu for sure. To put some early pressure on Light, since Light's not going to have a lot of defense. It looks like he does have quite a few Marines there, and with the SCV, he's going to be able to fend off that Zealot and the high ground. However, second Zealot coming in now, so Bisu might be able to force his way up here. Let's see if he tries that. No, looks like he's backing off, perhaps waiting for that 3rd, 4th Zealot. It looks like those 3rd and 4th Zealot are en route. At least that's the 3rd one. I'm not sure if that's the 4th or 3rd. But interesting situation for Light. His proxy getting scouted. Now he's going to be building the factory, trying to get that early Vulture out to help fend off those Zealots. He didn't put up a bunker or anything, so he's not too worried about it. But it is unfortunate that he's had to change his game plan now that the proxy has failed, and he's going to have to play a little longer game against Bisu at least. So that's definitely going to be in favor of Bisu. Although Bisu's build has also been thrown off a little bit too here, because he probably wasn't originally planning to do that fast 2 gateway, although he might have been, but it looks like he hasn't even got his cybernetics, or well, obviously he's got his cybernetics core. I apologize for that, but he hasn't got his Robo Bay or anything like that. So now this Dragoon's just killing his SV in his base, so that doesn't get a scout, and now he's immediately throwing down his Citadel of Adun. Wow, so Bisu definitely has changed up his build quite a bit based on Light's early proxy. I don't think Bisu would have normally have gone for that quick Citadel. He probably would have gone for the robotics facility and then maybe gone for reavers or something like that. But definitely he's changed up his strategy. As soon as that SCV got killed, that scouting SCV got killed, Bisu instantly put down that Citadel of Adun, and I would imagine he's going to get Dark Templar. It looks like he's going to do Dark Templar drop, the Robo Bay going up right now, which means he is going to get that shuttle and going to have those early Dark Templars to be able to drop into Light's base. Light's smartly bringing out his barracks so his Marines can't be targeted as easily. Bisu's trying to push up, but he can't actually because of that barracks, so smart move, and now the tank is coming out, so Bisu's definitely not going to be able to push up that ramp. That was a really smart move by Light. His